तू मेरा पिता, तू है मेरा माता, तू मेरा बंधप, तू मेरा भ्राता, तू मेरा राखा सबनी थाई तापोके हा काड़ा जियो तुमरी कृपा ते तुद पछाणा तू मेरी ओट तू है मेरा माणा तुझ बिन दूजा अवर न कोई सब तेरा खेल अखाड़ा जियो
Welcome seekers to today's spiritual satsang titled The Inner Spiritual School. I have with me East Asia's main speaker who is an advanced spiritual practitioner and also a disciple of a perfect living master. Okay, the first question for the day is, what is the Inner Spiritual School?
Yeah. So we have very interesting topics today about inner spiritual school. I don't think that many of us know exactly what it is. But I will tell you in a way that you can understand. When you come to a perfect living master and he or she accept you as a disciple, at that time you enroll in this inner spiritual school because the learning is inside. The true spiritual learning has to conduct inside. But yes, of course, while you still have this human body to function, because only this human body be the link to connect from the first realm of existence, right? From the zero realm of human and the first realm of astral, causal, the soul level as Prabram level, and Sachkan, our true home. So only this human form can link the whole creation, or the level of existence together. So therefore, human is the best place that we enroll and learn in this inner spiritual school. The inner spiritual school is everywhere, throughout all the level of creation. We have one in this physical earth where master presents and disciple also presents at the same place. They might have spiritual discord together as the part of learning. They might have meditation session together as a part of learning. But the most real learning is from inside. So the true learning is start from the astral level. Within this astral level, there are 150 worlds inside. So in these 150 worlds, there are also different inner spiritual school and classes to attend. As initiate learning with a perfect living master, we will start from the lowest level of astral level and catching up and up and up. But our progress inside will be very fast because human can learn fast the nature of this physical world, that we have happiness and suffering 50 and 50% in a very good mixture. So we can become a fast learner to catching up in the or the lesson of this inner spiritual school, because the main goal of our learning is to achieve oneness, is to experience true unconditional love, and to do selfless service, selfless seva. So after you learn in this astral level, in the inner spiritual school, in astral level, you going up more to the causal level. In the causal level, they are also contain 200 worlds. And in these 200 worlds, they're also inner spiritual school. And when you go beyond Brahm, in Par-Brahm, in the soul level, there's also school over there. But the learning is slightly different. So therefore, the one who graduate from this Par-Brahm level, we call them Sadguru. And this Sadguru can become the teacher of astral level and causal level as well inside. So when this Sadguru continue to learn or continue to do selfless service of teaching, selfless service of seva to the Lord, then the Lord will reward those people by going up higher and at the state of Mahasun or Mahanirvana. The perfect living master will pull them across, and that's when they enter Sachkhand, our true home, the domain of perfect living master. When they become perfect living master, then they going back to teach all the Sadguru. When they become Sadguru, the Guru of fifth level, they also with that awareness, they come to teach the inner spiritual school at the third and the fourth level, in Par-Brahm level, in Nirvana level, in Mahanirvana level, in Sunna and Mahasunna level.
How does one enroll into this spiritual school? Do you need to be initiated? Do you need to be vegan? Is there any requisites?
Right. First thing, you have to be a human being. Okay, because only human being, we have a chance meet with a perfect living master, our great teacher, in this physical level. In another level, a perfect living master not presents himself or herself there. So in order to enroll this school, we have to become human first, because only human can seek for true liberation and can seek for true salvation above these karmic realms of existence. To become human, and then you have to have a certain quality, which we call true seeker. You have to seek the ultimate truth, even above your character, above your human life, above your own existence. So you have to be very passionate to learn about the truth. You have to want salvation above the mind. You have to willing to learn or to know about your true self. So I repeat again, there's two things you need to do. Firstly, to become human. Secondly, to become true seeker. And the third one is, I'm sorry to mention about the third one. The third one, you have to meet with a perfect living master. Only perfect living master can grant you the access of this inner spiritual school, because they built this inner spiritual school in every realms.
Okay, I think the next question you already answered. what is the requirements or what are the requirements to attend into this school?
Yes. So three things. You need to seek teacher. You need to seek perfect living master. You have to be human, to be in human form, and you have to be true seekers. So there are three requirements.
Does the school choose you or you choose the school? I think this question is more in relation to, are there different types of school, and do you choose to go to like a certain spiritual school, or does the school choose you, meaning does the master put you in the school that the master thinks it's fitting for you?
Okay. Let me try to answer from my master perspective, Ishwar Puriji. He said to us that inside there is a marketplace where master selling the good there, and that good is the truth, and that good is salvation. We have to go inside, withdraw our attention, be at the Wisdom Eye Center, and meet up in this marketplace in order to make the deal with a perfect living master here, in order to ask for salvation there. And you have to prepare your price. And the price to pay is faith. Even if with blind faith, you come forward to a perfect living master and ask for salvation, that can be given. Provide that you have sufficient enough spiritual merit to come forward to the perfect being in the physical form and ask that question. So it's like this spiritual inner spiritual school is already being offered for each and every one. As human being, we entitled to enroll this spiritual school, but not many want to learn. Not many want to know. They feel they should, explore this human life more and enjoy the human life. They don't want to know what is beyond human life. They don't even want to let go of everything. So therefore, it's very hard for somebody to recognize the truth, try to seek the truth, and try to come forward, in front of a perfect living master and ask that question. So, master make the offer, but very rare that any human take that offer.
How many levels are there in this spiritual school?
Well, I will simply categorize the level of this school to be like a human system. For example, human system, we have kindergarten school, we have primary school, we have secondary school, we have high school, we have university, we have master degree, we have doctor degree. In our worldly school system, right? In the spiritual school, it's quite the same. There are teachers for many levels, for every level that I already explained to you inside. So it also depends on the level of the student, which level we seek. For example, in this world, sometimes people only satisfied to graduate high school, and and after that they continue to work in the labor work section. But if they're not satisfied, they want to continue more in bachelor degree, master degree, and doctor degree. They can do that as well. So the people who still follow the mindfulness path, meaning they seek self-liberation, they will only enroll the spiritual school that rich level of equivalent high school level. After that, if they interest more to learn about higher truth of the soul, to have God realization, then they can continue in the bachelor degree, in the master degree and doctor degree. So when they already graduate, then after that they can become the professor. They can become a perfect living master themselves to come back and teach in the inner spiritual school.
What are the main teaching or the course syllabus in this spiritual school? I'm just going to give an example. For example, do you learn topics like astral projection, the healing arts, the white magic stuff? What are the things that you learn actually in this spiritual school?
The main purpose of learning in this spiritual school is to learn to be one with the Creator, our Father, our God, to have God realization, to experience and embrace the unconditional love. That is the main goal of this inner spiritual school. So how we doing that, how we learn, actually, we learn through light and sound method. You learn about how light manifests. You learn about how sound manifests in this creation. You learn about different level of vibration, different level of awareness. And everything is to transcend from the many into the one. The totality of consciousness. This is the main goal of this inner spiritual school.
What happens when someone fails in this spiritual school? Does he or she get reincarnated back into the world?
In order to attend and learn this inner spiritual school, you still have to have function of human body. So within this, when we learn this inner spiritual school, we use our soul, right, to attend the school. So in the soul level, there will be some learning, some teaching going on. Of course, the learning is part of the mind, but sometimes, the soul have to pass the test. And the test will be, there will be some event, challenge in your life. For example, a person at your workplace start to be funny at you, point their finger at you and start to scold you, right? Challenge you that way. So that's part of the test. If we fail, right? We fail, then we get angry. You try to hurt one another back. So that's how you fail this, the test of inner spiritual school. But if you pass the test, it will be, you understand the point of view of other people. You see the oneness in his or her character. And then you try to forgive them in your heart. So that's when you can pass the test and upgrade to the next level of learning. What happened, right, if someone fail? Master will put that one astrally or causally in like a special inner region while we are doing seva. While we try to practice to do selfless service for some time. Why? It's just to adjust our attitude, to be loving, to be selfless again. Then when you be able to do that, you can move to the next class, you can move to the next level of inner spiritual school. There's no punishment in the master system because perfect living master only operate in grace and mercy system. They're not here to punish anyone, but it might take longer time if some fail the test. And there's also a case where disciple of a perfect living master cannot complete this inner spiritual school or the courses and reach totality of consciousness, such Khan or our true home. They cannot reach there. Then after they die, master will put them in the appropriate level of inner spiritual school for such one. Maybe put them in astral level, maybe put them in causal level or program level. So it depends on the awareness at the time of death of that person. Then that one can continue to be with a perfect living master and to learn in this inner spiritual school. Because master is the one who start this inner spiritual school system. So they put everything in the perspective that everybody can learn if they are true seeker. So, for example, when perfect living master giving satsang, giving discord in this physical level, this discord will also project into other level of existence, other level of inner school as well. The whole creation will make alignment in that satsang and also will express whatever master teaching on that day throughout the whole universe. So everybody is on the same page. They're learning the same thing on that day, that master giving the satsang. And if master didn't give the satsang in the physical, sometime when master sleeping, go to sleep mode or did his meditation, then master can go inside in a certain inner region and start to giving satsang over there too. Sometimes this satsang, this spiritual discord happening in different planets, in different universe, in different level of existence altogether. Because master can be everywhere at the same time, because he's have God quality of omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience, right? So they are powerful, they are present, and they are knowing. And because of that, they can link the whole creation together. And in one physical satsang, we might sit there as initiate, as disciple, collecting together and thinking, oh, okay, today only us have privilege to come and listen to Master Satsang. It's not like that. Sometimes the whole universe is listening to that discord and get benefit too. But the privilege of human being is that the upgrade can be very fast. We can learn our lesson very fast in the time frame of our 100 years. Because if you die, you fail the course, you cannot complete your inner spiritual school, you might attend your kindergarten, right? Where you get to know about Perfect Living Master a little bit and not interest at all about his or her teaching, just, connect, but not interest at all. You land into the category of kindergarten in the inner spiritual school. After you die, because you maybe previously asked to be the disciple of the Perfect Living Master. So Master will put you in the lower level of the astral level. And in that astral level, you continue to make your way up. You know how much time to do all of that? It can be eons of time, long time, before you can make your way up from one level to the next. Because the nature of uh, the realm inside is that the being there, they can't connect the whole creation together just like human. So therefore, they will have knowledge of only one level above them and another level that below them only. So they will try to make their way up very, very slowly because they don't have the whole knowledge of all the level of existence, just like us. But fear not, anyone that perfect living master accept to be their disciple, master will have responsibility to continue to take care of you, provide all the protection and knowledge wherever you are at your level of awareness. They never let go of their hand, to hold you, to guide you, to eventually give you salvation, to eventually you and the inner master both arrive to our true home together.
Can the inner spiritual school be completed in one lifetime?
Yes, of course. It can complete instantly. The secret is that you have to have strong, full faith in the master and come forward to master, I want to graduate today. I want to experience such Khan here and now, right now. Can you grant me that? If you have that kind of spiritual merit to come forward to master and ask, it can be given just like that. Because the condition of perfect living master is he or she is very powerful. They have the power of God, the Almighty, in their hand. They can do anything. So it can even take 1 second, to graduate from this inner spiritual school, to have awareness of the perfect living master. So yes, you can fast forward everything, but it's very rare. In this world, I know only a handful of people that have that kind of strong faith. Because in order to have that strong faith, you have to let go of your expectation, of your control, of your own character. So therefore, the ego have to completely go before you have that such faith to come forward and ask master. And then the instant graduation can be granted.
Okay, I just want to add on to that question. So let's say if a few disciples go to you and every one of them asks you the same question, or ask the master the same question, can I graduate now? Wouldn't that be quite easy to do on the master, and will that just end their life per se on
It's
earth?
very easy on master part to keep, but it's very difficult for us to keep the deal because the nature of the mind to lose control, it's not something the mind recognize or understand. And a lot of time when people come and ask master that, but after that they have wavering faith, right? They don't have that strong faith to keep everything going. So they lose the deal too, and it's back to square one where they have to catching up in this inner spiritual school just like everybody. They might have the taste where, okay, master show them the awareness of true home, the awareness of totality of consciousness, a small peak. But if they cannot keep that going because of personal struggle, because on their side it's very, very hard to fully convince of what they have, then they will have to come back to register in the system again and learn, catching up just like everybody.
So for people like this, do they go from kindergarten back, or do they start from where they left off?
They just start where they left off. There's no going down, because the nature of perfect living master, they don't punish anyone. They have love and mercy for everyone, even the most ignorant person in this planet. They feel sorry for them in that circumstance, in that limitation. So therefore, Master will always try to help you as best. And that faith, that strong faith alone, in the beginning was given by the Master himself or herself for you to come forward to us. So therefore, we are here thinking that we in control of everything. But there's only one in this creation that is Master, and that is no other people. There's no student to begin with. There's only the Master, because this part, right? This part of the part of spirituality that we are practicing right now, it's called the part of the Master. It's not the part of the student. It's not a part of a disciple. It's part of Master. So therefore, Master already prepared everything for you. You just have to be a good puppet, right? A good vehicle to just be in this play of the creation, and have a strong faith that Master is take care of everything and nothing is in your hand. Because ultimately, the one that have control is God, and nothing is beyond or above God's will. So, like, my Master said, Ishwapuriji said, or even Babaji said, try to follow God's will. Before you can follow God's will, you have to understand who is God. What is God's will first? Once you can understand what or who God is, then you can live in God's will. Otherwise, it's not going to be successful. If you say blindly like, okay, from today on, I will follow God's will. Everything you do, you have to do it with understanding. So this is the ultimate secret of this part. Once you understand God's will, you'll be able to follow God's will. Your journey actually ends. There's no learning to be done. There's nothing to catching up or upgrade anymore. Because follow God's will is the ultimate lesson that you have to learn in this inner spiritual school. Once you be able to do that, then you have God quality. You become embodiment of God. You become embodiment of perfect living master, a perfect saint in this human domain. Be a very good example for all your brother and sister to understand what or who God really is.
How does one graduate from the inner spiritual school?
We can know that we have been graduated from the level of some level of inner spiritual school. For example, when you graduate from self-realization level, on the top of Trikuti, on the top of the second realm, you can have this self-realization. And you will recognize for the first time that you're not the mind, you're not this body, you're not these senses, you are actually the soul. Once you recognize that you are the soul, then you have that kind of self-realization. After having this self-realization, each and everyone will giving the role of spiritual teacher or being Sadguru, right? Or being prophet of the lower level of existence, like you graduated from, let's say, high school, and after that you offer your life as the service for humanity and for God. So to know that one graduate, you will be given the role of some kind of spiritual teacher for you to be the good example there. And the next graduation that's come later is at the level of God realization in the fifth realms of existence. So that level of graduation will also offer you the role of some kind of spiritual teacher or spiritual holy master. So at that time, you will be a good spiritual teacher that teaching about God realization to all the students in the inner spiritual school, or even in this human level we can benefit. So I say here, like, anyone can graduate. In Sikhism, they say about Gurumukh, right? Or even in Sanmat, they said about Gurumukh. And Gurumukh are the people who completely devote to his or her master and become just like his own master. So at that time, they share the same awareness of God realization. So that one can start giving satsang. That one can start being a spiritual teacher of the high authority. But the difference between perfect living master and those Gurumukh holy master is that perfect living master carry the list. They have their mark sheet to pick up. But all the Gurumukh who share the same awareness of God realization, who share the same awareness of level of totality of consciousness, they're not here to pick anyone up, but they can help and assist perfect living master to giving spiritual discourse, to answer all the spiritual question, to be good example of a perfect saint that be in the human physical form but still have the awareness of God realization.
Okay, I think the last question you might have answered, but I'm just going to ask. What happens when we finally graduate from the inner spiritual school?
Yeah, I already answer. You just become the teacher yourself. You're teaching all the 9 generation of yours, all the 7 to 9 generation to catching up with you. You help all your brother and sister, or the people you have affinity with, to have the same realization that you have. So that's the main goal, the main goal that you should graduate. And in this world, because the teaching of the part of the master, the part of the love and devotion is there since the time of memory, since we start civilization of mankind. But the rate of graduation is very less. A lot of people still live in the illusion of disciple. Even they study on this part of the master, but they love to be disciple. They don't want to be master. Nobody wants to be master. Nobody wants to graduate. So therefore, not many help master to educate people around them. Nobody wants to take this role of spiritual teacher because they think that it's very dangerous game, that their ego gonna take over. But anyone that reach the level of totality of consciousness or Sachkhand or the fifth level of awareness, they won't have any ego in them. Why? Because in order to reach there, they have to be completely surrender to God's will, completely surrender to Master. So therefore, at that level, the only thing to do when they graduate from this inner spiritual school, but have, let's say, another 30, 40 years of human life left, what to do then? When you have that kind of awareness, of every level at the same time, but you still operate here in this physical form. The only thing you need to do is to serve your own master, to serve God at that level. That's why at this time, the new generation of Satmat, the new generation that walk on this path of the master, I wish that they graduate more just to help, because there's a lot of seva to fulfill for one person or two person. I wish that each and every country should have one perfect saint already. But they're so scared. Nobody want to take this hot seat to be, in this position of spiritual teacher. I understand. But from what I see, if we can offer ourselves to be in the selfless service of God, is the best position that you can live in this human life, because everything will be granted to you in your time of need. You don't need to struggle. You don't even need to face any suffering when you do that, because you have full protection of the divine, because you're in the service of the perfect living master.
That's it for today's satsang. Thank you, main speaker, for spending time with us for this satsang. If you want more information about ISTA Asia, please go to www.istaasia.com. You can also subscribe to our newsletter and email us any inquiries you may have regarding spirituality. You can also send your questions to seek.istaasia.com. Thank you for listening.